Ladies and gentlemen, life is not designed to be easy. If it were, strength would have no meaning, calm would have no value, and patience would have no purpose. Every single person listening to me today is fighting something. Some of you are fighting doubt. Some are fighting fear. Some are fighting time. And some are fighting the silent battle of wondering, when is it going to be my turn? Most people think strength is loud. They think it shows up in victories, applause, and moments when everything is going right. But real strength is quiet. It's built in places where no one is watching, in moments when you're tired, disappointed, confused, and still deciding to move forward. Strength is formed in the silent battles you fight every single day. Some of the hardest battles you will ever face are the ones you don't talk about. The battles in your mind, the battles in your heart, the battles where you smile in public but feel broken in private. Strength is not pretending those battles don't exist. Strength is facing them without letting them destroy you. It's waking up every day with the same pressure, the same uncertainty, and still choosing discipline over comfort. There will be times when life feels unfair. You'll work hard and see little reward. You'll do the right thing and still feel overlooked. You'll show up for people who never show up for you. That's where strength is tested. Anyone can be strong when life is easy. It takes real strength to keep going when you're tired of being strong. Strength is saying no to distractions when nobody would know if you said yes. It's staying focused when shortcuts are available. It's controlling your emotions when you have every reason to react. Weakness reacts. Strength responds. Weakness looks for escape. Strength looks for growth. Some of you are becoming strong right now, and you don't even realize it. Every time you resist quitting, you are growing. Every time you choose patience over anger, you are growing. Every time you carry responsibility without recognition, you are growing. Strength is not built overnight, it's built through consistency. There are moments when you will feel like giving up because no one sees your effort, no one thanks you, no one acknowledges your sacrifices. But let me tell you something important. Just because people don't see your struggle doesn't mean it's not shaping you. The strongest foundations are laid underground, hidden from view. Life has a way of testing your character before it rewards your talent. Talent will get you noticed, but character will keep you there. Strength builds character. It teaches you how to stand alone when necessary, how to keep your integrity intact, and how to stay committed even when motivation fades. Some of the strongest people you'll ever meet are the ones who have been through the most. Not because pain is good, but because pain teaches endurance. Pain forces growth. Pain reveals who you really are. You don't grow when everything is comfortable. You grow when you're stretched beyond what you thought you could handle. Strength also means knowing when to keep going and when to rest. Rest is not quitting. Rest is refueling. Strong people understand that burnout doesn't prove commitment, it destroys it. Learning to pause, reset, and return stronger is a sign of wisdom, not weakness. If you're in a season where life feels heavy, where progress feels slow, and where the pressure feels constant, don't underestimate what's happening inside you. You are being prepared. You are being trained. You are becoming someone capable of handling more. One day people will see your strength and call you lucky. They'll admire your discipline and your resilience. They won't see the nights you doubted yourself, the mornings you forced yourself forward, or the sacrifices you made in silence. But you will know, and that knowledge will give you unshakable confidence. Strength is not built on the stage. It's built in the shadows. And when your time comes, you won't break because you were forged in the silent battles. Most people believe calm comes from life finally slowing down, problems disappearing, and everything falling into place. But calm doesn't wait for perfect conditions. Calm is a decision you make while everything around you is still shaking. It is not the absence of pressure. It is the ability to stand steady in the middle of it. Life will test you with chaos, unexpected news, sudden loss, delayed answers, and situations you cannot control will show up without warning. In those moments, panic feels natural, but panic steals clarity. Panic pushes you to speak when you should listen, to move when you should pause, and to decide before you understand. Calm, on the other hand, creates space. It slows the moment down so wisdom can catch up. Being calm does not mean you don't feel fear. It means fear doesn't drive you. It means you acknowledge the emotion without surrendering to it. Strong people feel deeply, but calm people think clearly. When you learn to stay calm, you stop allowing temporary emotions to dictate permanent outcomes. Some of the biggest mistakes people regret were made in moments of emotional overload. A text sent in anger, a decision made in frustration, a door closed out of pride. Calm protects you from becoming your own enemy. It gives you the power to respond instead of react. Reaction is automatic. Response is intentional. Calm also teaches you trust. When you stop rushing, you start listening. You hear your intuition. You hear wisdom. You hear God. Noise drowns guidance, but calm makes room for direction. That's why people who are always in a hurry often feel lost. They move fast, but without clarity. You gain calm by controlling everything around you. You gain calm by releasing what you were never meant to control. Some of you are exhausted because you're carrying worries that belong to the future and regrets that belong to the past. Calm lives in the present. It asks one simple question: what can I do right now, in this moment, with excellence and faith? When you choose calm, you change the atmosphere. Your presence becomes grounding instead of chaotic. People trust you more. You trust yourself more. Calm becomes leadership. In a room full of panic, the calmest person is automatically the strongest voice. Calm doesn't mean passivity. It doesn't mean doing nothing. It means acting with intention instead of impulse. It means slowing your breathing, slowing your thoughts, and allowing reason to guide your actions. Calm people still move forward. They just move with purpose. There will be moments when staying calm feels like the hardest thing you've ever done. When emotions are loud and pressure is high, calm will feel unnatural. But those are the moments when calm matters most. Anyone can be calm when life is easy. Calm under pressure is mastery. The more you practice calm, the faster it comes. You begin to pause before responding. You begin to observe instead of absorb. You stop internalizing everything that happens to you. You realize that not every TTL deserves your energy, and not every comment deserves your reaction. Calm also gives you endurance. Stress drains you. Panic weakens you. Calm preserves your strength for what truly matters. When you stay calm, you last longer. You think better, you recover faster. So when life gets loud, don't match its volume, lower yours. Choose calm when confusion shows up. Choose calm when answers are delayed. Choose calm when others are losing control. Because calm is not weakness, it is power under control. And when you master calm, you don't just survive storms, you walk through them with clarity, confidence, and unshakable peace. Patience is one of the most misunderstood strengths in life. Many people think patience means doing nothing, settling for less, or waiting without direction. But patience is not passive. Patience is active endurance. It is the ability to stay committed, disciplined, and hopeful while time stretches longer than you expected. In a world that rewards speed, patience feels uncomfortable. Everything around us says, hurry, hurry to succeed, hurry to be seen, hurry to arrive. But real growth does not respond to pressure. It responds to process. Patience is what allows the process to work without breaking you. Impatience is often disguised as ambition. People rush not because they are ready, but because they are afraid of being left behind. They compare their timeline to others and forget that every life has its own rhythm. Patience reminds you that just because someone else arrived early doesn't mean you are late. Patience requires emotional maturity. Immature minds want quick results. Mature minds understand long-term rewards. When you lack patience, frustration grows easily, and frustration leads to bitterness. But patient people learn how to wait without becoming angry, jealous, or discouraged. They learn how to stay grateful even when progress is slow. There will be seasons when nothing seems to be moving. You'll pray and hear silence. You'll work and see little change. You'll show up and feel invisible. Those seasons are dangerous for impatient people because impatience whispers lies. It says, this isn't working. It says, you're wasting your time. It says, quit and try something else. Patience allows you to recognize those lies without obeying them. Waiting does not mean standing still. While you wait, you are supposed to grow. You are supposed to refine your skills, strengthen your character, and deepen your faith. Patience is preparation happening quietly. It is becoming ready for what you've asked for before it arrives. Some blessings require patience because they come with responsibility. If you receive too much too soon, you may not know how to sustain it. Patience builds the capacity to handle success without losing yourself. It teaches humility, gratitude, and self-control. Patience also teaches you trust. When you cannot see progress, patience teaches you to trust the process. When you cannot control timing, patience teaches you to trust God's timing. Control creates anxiety, but patience creates peace. The more you trust, the less you rush. Many people quit just before things change. They walk away when they are closer than they realize. Patience keeps you planted long enough to see the fruit of your effort. Growth underground is invisible, but it is necessary. Roots grow before fruit appears. Patience does not eliminate disappointment, but it teaches you how to survive it. It keeps disappointment from turning into despair. It helps you stay balanced when expectations aren't met. Patient people learn to adjust without abandoning their vision. Every meaningful achievement in life requires patience. Relationships, careers, personal growth, healing, none of these happen instantly. Anything that lasts takes time. Anything that grows strong develops slowly. If you are in a season of waiting, don't assume nothing is happening. Something is always happening in the wait. You are becoming wiser, stronger, and more prepared than you were before. The waiting season is not wasted time. It is shaping time. Patience is proof that you believe what you're working toward is worth waiting for. And when your time finally comes, you won't just be happy, you'll be ready. Most people see storms as punishment. They assume that if life becomes difficult, something must be wrong. But storms are not sent to destroy you. They are sent to develop you. Every challenge you face is training you for a life. Evil you cannot reach without resistance. If you understand this, you stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what is this teaching me? Comfort never produces growth. Ease never builds strength. The moments that stretch you, test you, and exhaust you are the moments shaping your character. Storms reveal who you are when control is taken away. They expose your habits, your mindset, and your faith. And once something is revealed, it can be refined. Life does not prepare you in calm waters. It prepares you in waves. Pressure forces you to adapt, to think deeper, and to become resourceful. The same way muscles grow by tearing and rebuilding, your character grows through challenge and recovery. Storms don't mean you are failing. They often mean you are progressing. Some storms are short and some are long. The long storms are the most dangerous because they tempt you to lose hope. When the struggle lasts longer than expected, doubt begins to whisper that this is permanent. But storms are seasonal. No storm lasts forever, and no season stays the same. What feels endless is often temporary. Storms also test your emotional control. When everything goes wrong, how do you respond? Do you panic, complain, and blame, or do you stay grounded and focused? The storm reveals whether you have discipline or just motivation. Motivation fades quickly under pressure, but discipline carries you through. There are lessons you can only learn in the storm. Patience is learned when answers are delayed. Humility is learned when strength is tested. Faith is learned when control is lost. Wisdom is learned when mistakes are made. These lessons cannot be taught in comfort. They are earned in struggle. Many people try to escape storms too quickly. They look for shortcuts, distractions, or exits instead of understanding the lesson. But avoiding the lesson only guarantees repetition. What you refuse to learn now will return later, often with greater intensity. Storms are not meant to be rushed. They are meant to be survived with awareness. Storms also prepare you for leadership. People who have never been tested often lack compassion and perspective. Those who have endured storms understand pain, patience, and resilience. They know how to stand firm when others panic. They know how to guide because they've been guided by experience. You may not realize it now, but the strength you are developing in this storm will one day be used to support someone else. Your struggle will become your testimony. Your pain will become your wisdom. Your survival will become someone else's hope. Staying strong in the storm doesn't mean denying fear or pretending everything is fine. It means acknowledging the difficulty while refusing to surrender to it. It means continuing to show up, even when progress is slow and effort feels heavy. Storms train you to trust yourself. Every challenge you overcome reinforces your resilience. Every hard season you survive reminds you that you are capable of more than you thought. The storm builds confidence not through ease, but through endurance. One day you will look back and realize that the storm didn't break you. It built you. It stripped away weakness, clarified your priorities, and strengthened your foundation. And when calm finally comes, you will stand taller, wiser, and ready for what's next. Your life is shaped less by what happens to you and more by how you respond to what happens. This is where emotional control becomes critical. Emotions are powerful, but they are not meant to be in charge. When emotions lead, direction is lost. When emotions are mastered, direction becomes clear. Everyone feels anger, fear, disappointment, and frustration. These emotions are natural. The problem begins when emotions are allowed to make decisions. Decisions made in emotional moments often create consequences that last far longer than the emotion itself. One uncontrolled reaction can undo years of discipline. Emotional control protects your future from temporary impulses. Strength is not the absence of emotion. It is the ability to manage it. Weakness reacts instantly. Strength pauses. Weakness explodes. Strength reflects. When you learn to pause before responding, you create space for wisdom. That pause can be the difference between progress and regret. Emotional control is not about suppression. It is about awareness. Suppressing emotions causes them to resurface later in unhealthy ways. Controlling emotions means acknowledging what you feel, understanding why you feel it, and choosing a response that aligns with your values. You are allowed to feel. You are not allowed to self-destruct. Calm stabilizes emotion. When your emotions are intense, calm grounds you. It slows your thoughts and keeps you centered. In moments of conflict, the calmest person often has the most power, not because they dominate, but because they are not controlled by the moment. Calm turns chaos into clarity. Patience matures emotion. Over time, patience teaches you that not every feeling needs immediate expression. Some emotions need time to settle before action is taken. Patience prevents you from making rushed decisions that you will later wish you had reconsidered. It reminds you that timing matters as much as intention. Many people sabotage themselves emotionally. They react to criticism, chase validation, and internalize rejection. Emotional control teaches you discernment. Not every opinion deserves your attention. Not every comment requires a response. Not every setback is personal. When you stop taking everything personally, you reclaim your peace. Emotional control also strengthens relationships. When you manage your emotions, communication improves. You listen better. You speak with intention. You create safety instead of tension. Relationships don't fall apart because of problems alone. They fall apart because emotions are mishandled. In moments of pressure, emotions intensify. Stress magnifies fear. Disappointment amplifies anger. That's why emotional control is most important when life is difficult. If you can control your emotions in hard seasons, you won't lose yourself when things go wrong. Mastering your emotions gives you confidence. You trust yourself more because you know you won't sabotage your own progress. You stop fearing difficult conversations and challenging situations because you know you can handle them with maturity. Emotional control doesn't mean you become cold or detached. It means you become intentional. You still care deeply, but you no longer allow emotions to derail your purpose. You become steady instead of reactive, thoughtful instead of impulsive. Your direction in life will always follow your dominant emotional state. If you live in anger, your path will be filled with conflict. If you live in fear, your path will be limited. But if you live with emotional control, your path becomes purposeful and focused. When you master your emotions, you master yourself. And when you master yourself, no situation, no person, and no setback can take control of your life. Timing is one of the most difficult things to trust in life. When you are working hard, praying, and doing everything you know how to do, waiting can feel frustrating and even painful. You start asking why it's taking so long, why others seem to move ahead faster, and why your effort hasn't yet produced visible results. But timing is not random. Timing is intentional, and when you learn to trust it, your life begins to make sense. Many people believe that if something hasn't happened yet, it means it never will. That belief creates anxiety and impatience. But delay does not mean denial. Often, delay means preparation. There are things that must be developed in you before what you want can be safely placed in your hands. Timing protects you from receiving something before you are ready to handle it. Every stage of life has a purpose. Seasons of waiting are not wasted seasons, they are building seasons. While nothing seems to be changing on the outside, everything is changing on the inside. Your perspective is maturing. Your priorities are shifting. Your strength is increasing. Timing works quietly, shaping you while you wait. When you rush timing, you risk damaging what you were trying to build. Many people arrive early but fall apart because they weren't prepared. They wanted the reward without the responsibility. They wanted the outcome without the growth. Proper timing ensures sustainability, not just success. Trusting timing requires faith. Faith is believing that something is working even when you cannot see evidence of it yet. Control creates stress because it demands immediate results. Trust creates peace because it allows time to do its work. When you trust timing, you stop forcing outcomes and start allowing alignment. Comparing your timeline to others is one of the fastest ways to lose peace. Everyone's journey is different responsibilities, different lessons, different preparation. Someone else's progress does not delay yours. What is meant for you cannot be taken by someone else arriving first. Timing also reveals intention. When the moment is right, things align more easily. Doors open with less resistance. Opportunities feel natural instead of forced. You recognize the difference between chasing something and being ready for it. Timing makes the difference between struggle and flow. There are moments when it feels like nothing is happening, but growth is not always visible. Roots grow underground before anything breaks the surface. If you dig up the seed too early to check on it, you destroy the process. Trusting timing means allowing the unseen work to finish. Some delays are protection. There are situations you are thankful did not work out the way you wanted. Looking back, you can see that what felt like rejection was actually redirection. Timing kept you from places and people that were not aligned with your future. Trusting timing does not mean doing nothing. It means doing your part without forcing results. Show up consistently, stay disciplined, keep learning, keep improving. Let timing handle what you cannot control. When your moment comes, you will be ready, not just excited but prepared, not just hopeful but confident. The waiting will make sense because it will have built the strength, patience, and calm you needed all along. Trust the timing of your life. What is meant for you will arrive at the right moment, and when it does, you will be able to handle it with grace, wisdom, and gratitude.